This event is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, at 270 pounds from New York City, Hacksaw Duggan. And in the blue corner at 218 pounds from Houston, Texas, Tony Torres.
Tony Torres being introduced, and before that his opponent from New York State, Hacksaw Duggan. Bill Hacksaw has really proved since he arrived on the Mid-South scene to be one of the toughest we've ever had, and he gets tougher with each match.
Well, Boyd, I'm amazed at this guy. He has no regard for his own personal safety. He uses his whole body as a weapon. You know, I guess it's kind of indicative of the years he spent on the Suicide Squad. You know, he played in the National Football League, the Atlanta Falcons. He's an All-American out at SMU. He was also, when he was in high school in New York State, was the New York State amateur wrestling champion. The man's a great athlete. He's got all the credentials. But he's also maybe a few cents short in that change department when it comes to caring about whether he is on the giving or the receiving end. Forearm smashes. Tony Torres has really bit off a lot to have to chew on right here. Hacksaw Duggan, we saw a couple of weeks ago when he just speared Jesse Barr with his head right to Jesse Barr's face. And DiBiase, the first time they were teamed together, he took somebody and just ran their head right into Hacksaw Duggan's head. And it didn't seem, you know, Duggan was hurt, but he didn't care, you know. It's like pain is part of it. It's like an old saying, in athletics, without pain, there is no gain. That's in your training principles, that you've got to make it hurt when you're training in order to get in condition and to get gains. Well, Hacksaw Duggan has no regard for what happens to himself and his whole body when he's out there. It's just, like I said, it's a weapon. Front face lock. I understand that DiBiase is willing to negotiate an appearance here on Mid-South Championship Wrestling against the Junkyard Dog, but DiBiase wants the Dog and Mr. Olympia to have to put up the Mid-South tag titles against himself and Hacksaw Duggan. And he said that he has defended the North American title against the Dog. The Dog did not win it in the Dome, in the Superdome. Therefore, he doesn't have to defend it again on television, but the Dog first has to defend the Mid-South tag titles against DiBiase and Duggan, figuring that if they can win the Mid-South tag titles, Dog will almost be totally embarrassed and forced out. There's that head spear. That's that head spear that in pro football, when the running back is on the ground, that's illegal. Sticking that head right into his face there. He just obliterated Torres. And look, the amazing thing is, look at the strength and the stamina. This man picks this guy up like he's just a sack of potatoes, hoists him high in the air, and runs all over the place, battering him around. This is just really, if you've ever picked up somebody to body slam him in the ring, to actually run around with him and run him into the corner posts and turnbuckles, all this effort out there, this can just give you some insight as to the power of this man.
Hacksaw Duggan continues his rugged but winning ways with a victory, and we'll be back after this message from Mid-South Wrestling Television.